Good morning, everyone. I was like watching the countdown. I was like, I'm gonna sneeze. I was like, hold on, wait, can I get it? Oh, wait, it was like so close. It's right before I hit the switch button. All right, whoever is having a good morning today. So yeah, kind of a volume's a little bit low. Let me see. It shouldn't be. It's in the green. It's not in the yellow. I'll move it up just a little bit for you. Music loud, Brian soft. Oh, maybe. Yeah. It should be okay now. It gets distorted if I go any much higher than this. I don't really know like the ideal, like I don't know. I mean, I've been doing this for years, but I don't obviously listen to myself talk on there, so it's kind of hard to tell like what the volume would be or not be, or where the microphone needs to be. Like I have two microphones, so yeah, hopefully that's better now. All right, so currencies. We've had some movement, particularly with the yen. I mean, again, euro as well. I mean, euro is definitely what was skyrocketing in the last, really since the European Open, right? We had all that dollar strength come in, and then all of a sudden, bam, European strength came in early this morning. You can see that dollar yen, again, up 74, although it's retracing. And then pound yen, same thing. It was up 80, and it is also retracing over the last hour. So, kind of a reversal of fortune there. And again, I wouldn't say that there's anything special with the yen, but it's more other currencies and what's going on. There's been some comments earlier today. ECB president had some great comments. Bailey had some comments out there. We had, PMI for the pound, the manufacturing, basically came in as expected. I wouldn't say it was anything crazy there. Um, OPEC, actually, it's funny. I just saw something that says they delayed it to 6:30 Vienna time or whatever. I guess. But yeah, OPEC meeting today. I mean, oil's been it's up 2.3% or something like that. Um, because of I guess the addition of supply wasn't as much as what they thought it was going to be. Um, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be like $4 gas situation all over again. And that's like, I don't know. I understand like the interest rate thing is important, but I feel like all they're doing is it's kind of like this, right? So it used to be that, you used interest rates to kind of like halt like an economy, right? Just slow it down, right? I feel like at this point with interest rates at zero, I feel like what everything that's happening, I feel like they're basically going to say, "Hey, listen, we're going to we'll control with the price of oil." That's a much better way to control, the growth of an economy. We'll just slow it down by jacking the price on oil. Yeah, it's a great idea. Let's just keep doing it. Um, it's like, banks are evil, but oil companies, those guys are good. Let's just keep making sure that they make billions of dollars. Yeah, it is what it is. Unemployment claims came in less than expected. It wasn't an astronomical amount, but about 20,000. Ugh, I did not have coffee this morning, just FYI. So my yard. I apologize early. I just had tea this morning, and it obviously is not caffeinated. Not to the same level. I'm trying to get this voice thing back under control, and I was like, maybe if I just lay off coffee for a day or two, I don't have that extra acid in the morning. Maybe that will help. Today's day one, so it is rough. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, greed is absolutely good. Yeah, and the thing is, it's like, I mean, what do we hear right now? It's like, oh, climate change is it's so bad, so let's just cancel all this oil everywhere else. It's like, okay, so we had taken the power away from basically all our enemies, right? And now we're just giving it all back to them, right? I mean, Russia's the number two oil producer in the world, right? You have all of OPEC in the Middle East nations. It's not like they like us over there, right? We had pipelines coming in. We were helping Canada. We were helping our sphere of influence. But no, let's cancel all those things because oil is bad. And let's give them the ability. I mean, before it was like, who cares what OPEC does, right? Now it's like OPEC actually has a place again. It's like, I don't understand how that is, how is that positive, right? How is that a positive thing? But that's what we're doing. Um, and then like it'll get crazy and like Elon will go to space and create his own nation, and then not have to pay taxes anymore. So we're screwed on that front too. Anyway, ISM manufacturing is coming in. The numbers for that have been more or less across the board about what the forecast was. You can see that it does. It doesn't take much to get a miss on that one. I think if anything, I mean, I'm almost wondering if it's going to be a little bit lower today. Um, just kind of what we've seen, what that trend has been. I mean, you can see the final here came in a little bit less than expected. This one came in a little bit more, Um, but again, Germany's a little bit different. So, I'm kind of wondering if it's going to come in a little bit light today. Um, and I don't know. I really feel like this week. I mean, with lack of any blockbuster major like world peace announcements, I really feel like this week is we're going to end red on the weekend. Having oil go up is obviously one of those things. I mean, it's great to say that people just want to spend money. They want to go buy it. But the reality is, the higher the gas prices go, the less people will, want to actually go out and travel. And they're not going to spend as much. And, I mean, if you think about it right now, right, we have, I mean, there's just crazy temperatures right now. It doesn't matter if it's 4th of July or not. I mean, when temperatures are 111 degrees outside, do you think anybody in Seattle wants to go outside? No, no. So a lot of the planned celebrations and everything else, not quite there. So I don't know. Todd's very big, and I was like, "Oh, everybody's going to travel." I'm like, I don't think as many people are going to travel as you want. I know a lot of people that they're going to stay local. They're not, people aren't going to the beach and stuff, and they're not, they're not going as crazy as they used to. And as well as Canada. Canada's kind of in like that mourning now. They just found another 300. I think it's another 300. I feel like it was another 300. Maybe it was 183. Maybe I mixed the two numbers up. But anyway, they found another unmarked grave site at a residential school. So, Canada Day is basically canceled. So their version of, kind of Independence Day is it's canceled. They're just not doing it. Kind of on a national level at this point. As well as they do have a heat wave in like Vancouver. It's still like 109 degrees out there, and they don't have air conditioning up there. So, yeah, yeah, it's one of those things. I don't know. It's all kind of a mess. But we'll see. ISM manufacturing will be the next big one. Tomorrow morning will be kind of the big day. And again, we won't talk before then. The Spanish unemployment change, I don't think anybody's super concerned about that one. It will probably help, bring the euro back down again after its big push up today. So I would be looking for opportunities to get that one short. But tomorrow morning, we have our average hourly earnings, right? Again, expected to be positive again. Non-farm employment change is at 700, which is good. And then the unemployment rate is lowering back to 5.6. So again, supposedly we're in a deep hole and recovery's horrible. But we have major concerns here, right? We can't do anything for 2 years. We got to let the Wall Street people go crazy. But unemployment is coming down 0.2 percentage points. So I don't know. I'm not even sure anymore if news actually matches anything else. I feel like it's like a dystopian, we're in a dystopian universe at this point, right? It's like, okay, everything's horrible, but yet we're breaking all-time highs. Interest rates are low. Supposedly all this inflation is fake. Like, it's fake news, right? Inflation, fake news. Unemployment rate's down, but economy bad. I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. It's all getting crazy. So, but I do think tomorrow will, because it will be a lower volume because of the holiday weekend in the United States. I think there'll be a pretty interesting swing. I don't know which way it's going to go yet, but with it climbing and everything, I think it a little bit. I just I don't know. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I just feel like it's setting itself up for a red, kind of a red Friday, but um, especially with oil climbing the way it is. How else? Awesome. It's not. I mean, you can't actually blame it on that, Sean. I mean, Melissa said something about that too. She's like, "Oh, the Pope is going to meet with them, but like, the Catholic Church doesn't apologize." I'm like, I was like, no, I was like, understand. I was like, it wasn't like that was the idea. I mean, understand they were hard everywhere. It wasn't just any state school. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, look what there was the mental institutions were state run, and they had very similar type stuff there. I would say it's more of what happens when there's government run institutions than anything else. Um, and think about it. I mean, every conquering. I mean, this is throughout history. This is not new, guys. Every conquering society, when they've moved into a new area, the first thing that they go to is they try to put in education programs and change religions. I mean, that's kind of what these schools are for, so they become less native and change their religion. I mean, it's very, very common. It happens all over the place. Every religion in the world does it, right? I mean, Mormons go into China where they're told that you're not allowed to come here, and they still go there illegally and try to convert people. So it's not, and here's the thing: you convert them not to lower the population of them. You convert them so you have more people. Like, the idea was not to murder them, because that's less people. That would be less Catholics. right? Yeah, I would say that's the more has to do with the way that governments handle institutions like that. Um, Again, it was the same thing. There was a lot of state-run, mental health, facilities, and they basically just decided, and they were horrible. I mean, horrible conditions. They just closed shop one day, basically threw everybody out. I mean, yeah, I mean that's what happens when you put things. I mean, that's why everybody's like, oh, problems, problems. But yeah, yeah, it's horrible. It's very, and of all the groups, I feel like the native populations literally have it the worst of anybody. It's great that we have all these other, other things, but the native population is the one that is never talked about. I mean, genocide was committed on their land. And it just it's never talked about, right? And I mean, what was the result? Okay, you guys could have Indian reservations, and we'll just send alcohol because you're all lazy anyway. It's like the responses to them has just been bad. I mean, there's no legislation for them. There was not like a national like First Nations thing. I mean, even today in professional sports, um, you know, it's you have announcers. I mean, at this day and age, you have announcers talking about native players that still have the braid in. Lyle Thompson, and basically you had an announcer in Philadelphia say, cut off the braid, cut his braid off, scalp him, and it's kind of like really. I mean, that's like his heritage, and I mean that guy lost his job, but the fact that people still think that that is something that's okay, for that population is just horrible. Um, it's the one population that nobody talks about. Nobody, doesn't matter. It's horrible, and I feel you know, it's crazy. So, anyway, let's jump back into charts. So let's go across, and again, not surprised by why I'm dropping down, but let's go ahead and start with the Aussie. So the Aussie has taken a major kind of dive here, and again, it's been chopping back and forth. We had an area of buying, right? And we mentioned that it was kind of a larger area. Unfortunately, at the draw, it was very difficult because of the way that this candle with a spike down, kind of hit. And you can see it hit it again. Finally came through, and then used it as a top and pushed down. And now it's just kind of seesawing back and forth. It's kind of a decent runner. It's about 27, 30 pips, top to bottom. It goes up, down, comes sideways. And right now, I wouldn't say it has a lot. I had this conversation with Todd too. I was like, it's, Aussie is a proxy for gold. I was like, but the Aussie doesn't drag gold. Gold drags the Aussie. It's different. And he's like, oh, it should be doing this. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. Right. We're at 75 right now. 75 is a very large psychological number. It's on a quarter. It's got two double zeros on there. It's a multiple 25. I mean, there's many things we could talk about. It's a big psychological number, and that's why it's kind of sucked in here, and that's why the analysis is pretty hard on it. It's one of those things. I would like it to get back up again. I just don't know what it's going to take to kind of clear this area. So the problem right now with Australia, as you guys heard earlier in the week, is they've closed down and kind of quarantined, like not full like quarantine. They haven't built like walls around them, right? Um, but they've shut down more or less. They've locked down 4 of the 8 major cities in Australia. Kind of a big deal. Like I said, the Delta variant seems like it is running a little bit more rampant there than what we're seeing in other nations. It is a problem. And the question is, really, when we see dollar strength kicked in, what will it take to make this thing come down? Again, like I said, I think that right now Australia is in a situation where they are a bit more exposed. They are more at risk. But right now, we need to see like a concerted, like, yep, that's it, the dollar, right? We need to see dollar movement on there. And again, question is when the dollar starts to finally move, gold will probably also move, which will also. So it's kind of a battle right now. Um, and again, we've talked about some of these bigger levels in here and areas where we've bounced off of and hit and things like that. But I mean, if you really look to see where the clean movement is, I mean, let's go back up to a 4 hour here. You can see, I mean, we're really, there'll be people looking at this and saying, hey, listen, we've hit once. This is the 4 hour, right? We've hit once. We've hit it again. What's next? Are we going lower? And the answer is, yeah, potentially, right? I do think that's how it's set up. And we were so high for so long, right? All the way up here into the 80s. And now we're back here at the 75s. And it's kind of like, huh? And if you look to the left, you can see, right? Let's go here. You can see right here's, 45, 50. You can see there's a little bit of a hick back here, a little bit here, but here's kind of a double. I mean, we're in the 73 range now. None of these are like really explosive moves, like something like this. They're just kind of, pullbacks. I mean, this is one spike, and that spike came down to 46.60. That's our next kind of low area, which again puts us quite to the downside. So it's one of those things when you get this grindy kind of back and forth. There's not like a lot of like super clean. Like I like these, right? I like this, right? This is a great little catch here. This is not as great. So like this was not a bad little pounce, right? These are nice pushes, right? I like these explosive bit of movement. The reality is we're not really in a, we're not really in a crazy trending period right now. On an hourly, this is what, I mean, I can stretch it out, make it look really, really exciting. But even when I do, when you look in here, look at the wicks, right? Most of the wicks here are all bigger than the bodies. Is there a driving factor? No. We had two candles that went down and then back to nothing, nothing, nothing. One candle that was good and then 3, 4 hours of nothing. One candle that's decent, 3 hours of nothing. So kind of one of those, and actually, I guess I'm on an hourly now, so it's a bit more, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so 1 hour of good and then 8 hours of nothing. So kind of a hard little, currency to trade right now. Just not a lot of movement in there, and you can see 24-hour change on this one is -1. So it's kind of slow, right? Kind of slow. Now, doesn't mean we can't trade it. I mean, you could get 30 pips up and down. We could go to smaller time frames. We could drop from a 4 to a 30 down to a 30 and a 5 and trade those. But we got to make sure we keep our profit targets and our position sizing a little bit more under control as well. All right, so Aussie dollar, I really don't have a whole lot right now that I'm interested in. Like I said, it's just kind of sucked in around here where it hit, held, dropped, and now we're really in that same level. So I would say these top two, if for some reason we can bounce, I do like these top two, the 75.65, 75.32. But besides that, there's just not really a whole lot in here I'd be willing to kind of step into. Aussie yen. So here's our Aussie yen chart from the other day. We did come up, we came back down again, and we did finally base in there. And we talked about the pullback. Okay, so I missed the pullback by a little bit. The pullback should have been down here. But there was your pullback and there was your basing, right? But it was the same exact drawing, right? So you guys saw it. This is what we drew the other day. We talked about coming down, basing, looking for a pullback, and the base occurred down here. We based, we came up, and then pulled back and took off. So it's done now. I like this one for more of a short. Aussie yen, euro yen, pound yen, dollar yen are all kind of in a similar scenario from the European session start from here, drove straight up, ran into a level, and this one missed it by a little bit, but I mean, depending on where you were, it missed it by basically 0.2 of a pip. So most likely you would have got in. And I even mentioned that, here's the front run of it. If you're going to be a little bit more aggressive, that there was the pop. And, you guys can see right there. You absolutely would have gotten filled. So in preparation for that. So I think we stay short this one today. I see profit. I would say profits probably, again, it'll probably hiccup in here, but as long as we get that kind of Aussie back off and the yen kind of kicking back in again, I think the 83.15, 83.16 area is probably where we're looking for target. Probably around in there. It's probably decent. Maybe a little higher. Maybe 83.20ish, right? About what, 30 pips from where we are now, 37 pips from where we are right now. I think is a decent trade for today. If you're not already short, again, you could probably take it over break if you wanted to. Euro pound. So euro pound, big spike up. And again, we saw some profit taking already. And again, this is based off of the ECB's comments this morning about how they're in a much better place and all that kind of stuff. It was one of those ones that we knew there was going to be a talk. We didn't know what they were going to say. It's been a lot of movement. I would say look for a retrace because, again, while the European Union is finally getting things in order, it's not like the UK is not in order. Like I said, it's a decent level, decent pop. It was, what was the total pop on that one? It's about 52. So, I mean, it's about an ATR, right? It's about a daily ATR. So, at this point, we got about 2 hours to go. I think is it pound news tomorrow morning? No, it is euro news tomorrow morning. We have Spanish unemployment. Yeah. So if she talks, let me see. What is the speech? What we've learned. If it's more hawkish, it's like what we've learned. It's not really a hawkish type thing. Yeah, if we can find an area up there, I think it's probably decent. Like I said, we need some help from the yen on all three pairs. It's going to be a stock market thing. They're not moving enough right now. Need some more movement out of there. But yeah, I like this coming back down. I mean, here's the profit target that we talked about, and you can see the 85.65. We tagged it. And it's funny. Remember, we talked about the original profit target. Look at this. We hit it here. We hit it here. We hit it here, and then it finally peaked its head down and went. I would say I'm more bearish focused on this one. Again, because this poke through, we don't necessarily have if you're not in, I don't necessarily have a new entry. You could always take it as a break. These two actually touch the same exact spot. So if you were looking for something short on this one, you can see what we base off of, and I don't know, maybe take it short out of this level here, right? For a push back down again. If you change that red. if you're looking for something in this one. And again, if we can hold and stabilize, again, use this for a hair retracement later. It's a decent runner. It is it's about 30 back down to that level. Okay. Where are we? Euro yen. So I think euro yen is the better of the shorts. Now the problem with the euro yen is it's here, 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 here. There's a number of different levels. There was the ideal one I was looking for it to pop up to, the 132.77. Unfortunately, it wasn't great. So at this point, you got to kind of grab it on the downside, and I would say, kind of a break of that area, we should be good. There will be a little bit of a hiccup, obviously, coming in right there, right. So change that to yellow. All right. So either of those two is decent. That still gives you a run of about 57 pips to the downside. So look for a break. Again, signaling the reversal on that one. A break and a pullback, and then again, take it short. I think it's a decent runner. Okay. Yeah, it's about that. Okay. Euro dollar. So euro dollar. As much as I would love to say, it's funny. Todd has watched enough episodes now, or I've been like with Todd long enough now. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, well, this should be this, right? It's funny when he tells me about the strategies. I'm like, yeah, that's close. Him and Dan today were like, oh no, we should be shorting right now, right? Because it pulled in, it came across, it did this. I'm like, yes. I was like, but you got to look at the dollar index as well. I'm like, the dollar index has some room on this one. It could get a bit weaker. For this to turn and rotate, we either going to have extreme European weakness, or the dollar is going to have to really catch something today. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. There's number 2. God, it's amazing. Like the first day with no coffee, and you're like, it's killing me. And I keep drinking the tea. I'm like, oh, this is, placebo effect, but it's not working. I still like this one. If we get down to 1806, I still like it for long. This was again, European session-based move. Great comments. I think it will retrace and come back down again. As far as is it ideal shorting area, not really. I mean, it wasn't really necessarily. This is an old level that we used before for bottom and top, and that's what it turned off of. So I'd say there's something in this one, but I don't know. I think a couple of the other trade setups are a little bit better, and I'm kind of hesitant. I do think we have a bit more room of dollar weakness coming in. So I think this may be just a temporary hitch, and I think it may go higher. So ideally, I think though, if we get down to 18, then I'm in. But right now, I'm going to probably take a pass on this one for right now until we get up to some of the cleaner levels. Let's see. There's a little level there. I don't know if I'd use that one. Maybe. It may go just a little bit. It may go a little bit higher than that. Something probably probably in here, somewhere in this area. It's not kind of an exact. Probably up here. I have to see what time we hit it. Would be where I'd be looking to short. But yeah, pound yen. So pound yen came up, and we were looking for a pullback. We did not get it. It actually found a little bit more. Now we knew if we did break through, we didn't have a whole lot until much higher. Pull this one off. And actually, we had kept that on there. Let's see, where were we? Yeah, yesterday there. I'm going to actually move this over to here, which just happened to be that area as well. I'm going to move this here for a retracement. Right there. That's not the nicest looking top. Let me see. Yes, that is an ugly, ugly, ugly top. That is ugly. It's kind of retracing off of that one. 114. God, that's so bad. It's like, man, I'll drop it to 15. Maybe I can get a decent level, but no, not so much. That's killing me. Yeah, I wouldn't. Although I like the drop, I think it's a great drop. But the fact that it hit, and then came up and touched it again, I feel like it's going through, and then you're dealing with these two little minor levels here. I mean, I think on this one, next time I'm really interested in much of a short. I mean, I'd be looking to go long until 54.89. Um, Again, if we decide to break down because of the retracement on the yen today, I think a break below 153.32 would be decent, but I'm not really necessarily in love with this one either. Um, yeah, basically I have three shorts that I'm looking for. It's funny. I'm super bearish this pair, but I have three shorts that I'm willing to take. um, it was a decent open today from that. What was its open? Let's see. Only about 40. Yeah, it's kind of muted right now. What's its total? Yeah, it's only 66, 67. So that's coming back down again. Mm, I don't know. Like it long. This is going to be a funky area. It hit that area three times before finally dropping through. Actually, it's a fourth touch of that area. So kind of a strange area. I don't know if we base there. Maybe if we base and pull back and take it. But I don't. I really. I think we wait. We get short 154.89, 153.32, or 152.60. There'd be three areas in this one. I'd be looking to get short. Pound dollar. So pound dollar came down. We tagged those profits like we were looking for. We can take these off now. Um, and look, we were looking to go long there if we came down, and it was here and ended up going higher and touching. So let me see. Let's pull some of these off. These knockouts and everything are done from here. I don't need that one anymore. I haven't updated this one for a while. There we go. All right. Let's drag this. Whoops. Drag this across. Let me check out. Look at this. That's probably going to be a pain, though. Let's drop down 2 hour. Yeah, I knew that was going to do that. Yeah, it's a quick spike up and down. So it's kind of like, we already know we got one there. All right. It's probably the next true tested. Let's bring this all the way across. Let's go green on that one. And again, we know we have a level below it too. Oops, what did I just do? There we go. All right, let's see. All right, so we already had another level on top. We'll leave that there. Oops, not that. Let's leave that. I want to take this. All right, so 138.62 would be okay. I like how it's basically a two top, right? It's a two candle top, decent base there. High one was a green, nice push down, a base and a push. It occurred at 8:30 in the morning, so again, a U.S. session level formed. This level here is okay. Like I said, it's hit it 2-3 times at this point, and now we're basing, kind of right under it. So I would kind of expect that to kind of break through. And again, ISM. Let's see, what was the ISM number? 60. So yeah, it was a little bit lower. That should help pop this up. And like I said, we'll be able to get a test of this one. It should grind its way through. Late in the day, 138.62. I think we can get short off of that one again. Decent. I like it. I mean, it's ideally I like it when it's one, but the fact that it does have a one kind of small candle body at the top on the reversal, I think is decent. And then I like the push out of it. I think the push was good for the dollar. For the pound dollar. And again, this goes in the same idea that, again, the Dixie continues to get weak. This should come up again. And again, that ISM manufacturing number should help it. So, yeah. Yeah. Again, if we roll back down on this level, we got to get a decent level down below. You know, um, that's funny. It's bad for the dollar, but we're seeing some grinding this way. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, it's now spent 1, 2, 3 hours in the same spot. Look for buyers to step in at 137.60. But I just don't. There's just not a lot there. It's been a while since we've been down here. I like the 136.95 though, so make sure you keep that on your radar. Dollar CAD. So we had a short here looking for dollar CAD. right? We're talking about a break of 123.63. Not quite there yet. I'll stick it right there. It's close, right? I mean, it breached very quickly. We didn't get a pullback. We hit it again. We hit it again. So those buyers are still maintaining, but at this point, we're very, very close. We have any type of dollar weakness or catch strength. Look for this to continue to push. The 23.61, I think we drop and continue to go lower. I like this one coming down to, again, 23.30, 23. I mean, 2300. It's all the way down here. I may be a bit far. I mean, we're within range. It's about 72 pips. It's about a 2-day range. I mean, I like this one short. This is one of those ones that I've had a couple good till they were good till end of day basically trades. I need to put another one back on again because I do like how this again very very sharp moving in. Hit those buyers again. Look for this one for short. So like that one. That's the same trade. Dollar Swiss. This is the one we talked to with Todd. We're starting to break it now sideways. We kind of came off that top area. Right, we push lower. We base through sideways. There's going to be people artificially short in this one. I do think this one kind of pulls back down again. With the European-based news, I think the Swiss is going to follow as well with their comments. And again, with the dollar, I mean, who exactly knows? Right now, you're seeing some dollar strength come in, but technically, it was red news for the U.S. dollar. So, and again, hard analysis, not really any strong big moves. This one has literally just been following this trend sideways. And like I said, people look at this and be like, "Yep, trend trading, love it, all over it, it's going." Oh, we're breaking it. We gotta go short. That's what they're going to be thinking. But the short originally came in up top. But I do like this one short as well, just based off of where we are. But look at that channel. I mean, it held that channel for quite a while, right? And again, you can start from the bottom here. You could go from here and kind of peel it out a little bit. Tag. I mean, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches, and we just touched it now. So it's they're close. I mean, it's one of those things that a lot of it is left up to the drawer of what they want to do. So, but yep, like that one short. Yen. Also like short. We got the nice run up. We got the base, and I was happy about that. I was looking for a pullover, but unfortunately, this European session right here went crazy on us. Right? Yen just went nuts. It lost so much strength. So I do like it to retrace back down again. I don't think we take that again. Actually, this time I would probably start to kind of put myself back in that level there for a short. It blew through that like it was nothing. Right? Don't need those two right now. This I'm going to bring down here. Look at this. I hate this. This is like the ugliest candles. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, it's a 10 pip zone back and forth for 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. I don't know. I mean, this one it's up 72 for the day. Oops. Up 72 on the day. But I mean, we're already starting to pull back again. So there's your dollar index. It looks almost exactly the same. Back forth, back forth, back forth, back forth. I do think I think this is going to probably be in the works to push back down again. So it's kind of one of those ones that I do feel that this is going to. I embarrass this position. I don't have a position on right now. I have nothing live on this one, but I would like to find a way to get short this one. I think this one is a decent short. Actually, let me check. Do I have a level there? No. It's a 4. It's a daily level. Yeah, it's in a daily level right now. Is what it kind of bounced off of. I'm like, I know I have a higher one on this one. That's why it's there. But yeah, so it's at a daily spot. So like it's short, don't have an entry, but definitely more bullish focused on this one right now. Okay. Oil. So oil is the the mover of the morning. It's funny. This morning when Todd was on, he's like, "This is huge. It's going to be big. Are we hitting 80 today?" I was like, "I'm trying to get short this position," and Dan was like, "Yep, I'm I'm in agreement that it's something to get short. It was just way too much movement, way too fast. I mean, I get why it moved if it was off a headline, but the reality is, if the world needs more oil, there are people that are going to produce more oil. It's nice that OPEC wants to, and right now, I mean, it's fine. I mean, the oil companies are going to love every second of it, right? Sure, $80. Sure, we can go 80. You want to go 90? We can go 90, right? We can definitely go 90. If you guys don't remember, Exxon, right? In the 2008, that whole crash, right? That was the year that Exxon posted $1 billion in profit. So like people are losing their homes. Everybody's, I mean, it was a horrible time, right? For all these people. And again, gas was at $4 a gallon right before that. And Exxon posted a $1 billion worth of profit. And it was kind of like, wait, what? Wait, everybody's losing their homes and what? Exxon's making $1 billion. And it's, you know, yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, whenever we see the big, we typically see retracements. Said red today. Again, it's for the last hour. It spiked at the open, which you would expect, and then this is quite a big. Let's see, that's what I told. Yeah, 91 cents. That's what I said. I was like, yeah, I would wait for the open because again, there's going to be a push at the open, and then go red. It's going to go red, and that's exactly what it's doing. So, I don't know if you guys listen to 8:45 to 9 o'clock. Hopefully, somebody got red at the open after it popped. But yep. I see this one coming back down as well. I think 74 was a decent level for where it would need to be. I don't know about the $80. I mean, I guess they could try to really push it up to 80. I don't know. Like maybe if we get like a hurricane next week and Galveston shuts down or something, that would be a catalyst to jump it. But I feel like I don't know. I haven't heard anything. And correct me wrong, guys. Have you seen anything with Iran? Because they're the sixth. I pulled it up earlier in the presentation. Iran is the sixth largest producer in the world, right? They're about half what the United States does, just under half of what the United States does. But with the the embargo and everything like that, they're not really included in those totals. So I mean, that's a lot of oil that can come online very, very fast at a very, very cheap price. And trust me, their economy has been hurting under the embargo type, the sanctions. So yeah, if those sanctions actually get lifted, right, and they can start benefiting from that again, you're telling me that they're not going to want to make up for the deficit that they've created during that time? No. Yeah. So again, I'm red. Read this one. Thinking it goes that way the rest of the day. Now, gold is an interesting popper. All right. So gold, we had that little breakout. We talked about buyers. They touched them. They continue to push further. We were looking to get long that one. Had you gotten in, obviously the knockouts are not broken. They're still there, and it's up, $50 or whatever. $50 on the charts, more than $50 in the knockout. So, but we're literally right back. I mean, if we take a median line here, right? If we take a moving average and throw it out, it's going to be kind of smack in the middle. That smack in the middle area. I mean, if I take a horizontal line and say, okay, this is kind of the middle of the range right here, right? Some up, some down, kind of right in the middle. That's exactly where we're at right now. So we're literally sitting right at the midpoint again, going into non-farm Friday. So I would say, so this is interesting. Like I said, I keep saying this week, I think you got to be long gold, got to be long gold, got to find ways to get into this one. And we had that one. I think going into tomorrow is the same thing. Like they just can't forever deny that inflation is there. And, gold's or oil's moving. So why can't gold? And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. So, we're at that same level. And again, you can see it bounced. It's hit multiple times and broke through, but it's back up at its median level, right? It's back up to the same boring, 1780-ish level. I'm interested to see what some of the headlines say tomorrow. Particularly things like this one right here, where they talk about the average earnings. Typically, average earnings are somewhat of a sign of inflation. Because again, as people get paid more, they spend more. Things can be more expensive as this one goes up. So while it's not a direct inflationary thing, my opinion is that it does have a little bit of an effect, right? So I feel like gold has the chance to move tomorrow. Is it going to have enough to break through this 1800 level? I don't think so. I don't think we end, if we're able to kind of pounce up into the 1790 range, I think we look to go short. But right now, all we did was kind of revert back to the mean. We just kind of, after it took that last big drop, it's been stuck. And the one time it cleared, it came right back, and we're smack in the middle. So we're back to boring. If you were unable to get long today, I don't think there's a whole lot in there. And if anything, I wouldn't be surprised if it pulls back a little bit to find some buyers a little bit lower. There is probably some buyers. I mean, this is a decent little, if you wanted to take kind of something off of this level right here, it's probably a decent level, decent place to buy right around that 1765 level. So yeah, maybe we look for that 1765 long later in the day if we can pull back. Silver. Now silver is now red, and you can see silver turning. And again, you can see that silver has definitely been affected a little bit more, but we talked about it getting up there, and there you go. I mean, it's the same level we talked about, 26.33. Yesterday we were sitting here, right? We were hitting here yesterday, and it hit it, and it kind of went through, and kind of went through, and kind of went through. It ground through, it pulled back, and then kind of went up, and we took over the ground. It was great. and now it's pulling back down again. And I wouldn't expect if we end up over here in the 25.80 range. So, yeah, I mean, if you've been watching this last week, you had these levels already in. And again, nice drop. Let's see, is gold dropping the same way? Yeah, gold's pushing. Gold's pushing. So yeah, if we can get down to 1765, we go long. This one's got a lot more to go. I'm not interested until 25.49. Okay. Let's see, has there been any other additional headlines? Just manufacturing, but that would be pretty slow. There you go. Dynamic recovery also in the service sector. So even services is doing good. All right, indices. Now, obviously, the initial response from oil going higher was this lower, but again, nothing's really changed. It is what it is. Um, Mentioned it before. We talked about yesterday hitting 4,300. We ended up tagging the 4,300. 4,350 would be the next big thing. Where is 43? Let's see. It would be 43. Yeah, 43. Actually, I guess not 4350. It would be, well, 4310 would be there. It would be 4325 would be the next milestone. Okay. All right. So as you can see, that same level, it's off of there. You can see we pulled back and touched that this morning. Said it earlier in the week. I think this one, the way that it's setting up, it's going higher, 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 higher. I mean, unless the data is absolutely like mind blowing yesterday, I feel like we may have some profit taking on Friday with that short weekend. I feel like that's what it's setting up. But here's number three. Sorry. 4,300 was our first target, and we're out at that one. So look for this one to go a little bit higher. Again, 15-minute at the open, right? This one actually hit early. I guess 8:30. Yeah, you weren't really grabbing this one off the open today. It was actually a bit earlier at 6:45. So yeah, I mean, I think ISM was not great today, but I think we have the ability to grind higher. I think people like talking about how it's a new high, new high, new high. So stay bullish. I don't have an entry to short. NQ, you can see we talked about that for 14,600. Well, we tagged it yesterday. It's there again. I think we need to break it again and really kind of smash it again. If we hit it again, again, your next target's going to be 7 right here. That would be the next target higher. Actually, that's not true. I lied. Next one would be at the 50 mark. Right? So close. There we go. Right now, it's doing absolutely nothing. On a 15-minute candle, you can see 9:30 didn't even pull back. You would not have gotten entry. If you were looking for that entry right there, you did not get it. And from where we open, we're just, what, 3-4 points higher. So not a lot of movement. My opinion is kind of the same thing. I think this one comes up and I think it makes spikes and it touches these things. But going into tomorrow, if it continues to rise today, I'm looking to figure out how to get short this one tomorrow. Last but not least, YM. So YM, again, this 9:30 spike down is obviously related to oil. It's starting to kick back up again and again. The ISM manufacturing number was not as good as it could have been for the Dow, but the Dow's maintaining to hold pretty well. I think this one, I think it pushes up a bit. This is a decent level up top, so you do kind of got to watch out for this one right here. And again, that would be more of a yellow area. Not necessarily going long from it, but it is an area you could go long from. I feel like this one definitely has the ability to push higher today. If it stomached that ISM data and we're starting to grind higher, that's what it wants to do for a trend today. If you're looking for this, and again, we know we're in this red area, but we know that there's not really a whole lot. Like where we are now, there's not really a lot until we get back up into this 40, really the 34,650-ish range up in here, right? So, I do we take a Harry Potter out of this one? I guess we could. I guess we could put something in there for this. And that's right there. That's 3.5 to 1. There's your 3, right? And that's 46, and that's right before, right? 34,650 will be a level as well. Right there, and it just happens to make it within 3 to 1. So it's a long target if we can break through that one. It's okay, it's decent. Again, we need some help from now to lunchtime to be able to burst through. But we're up 0.22% today, so I mean it's not quite a big mover. I mean NQ is completely flat, but um, if we get an afternoon burst and feel good Thursday, it has to be able to go through. But I think that's our next target up top is going to be that 34,650. Um, again, we still, if we do start to roll back down again, though, remember we do have this area down here that we're looking at as well. A break of 34, right there. Break of 34,281, and that's because we had a racetrack sitting over there. So this is kind of something I'm more thinking about tomorrow. Like if we can push higher, great. Maybe take this on the top side. But if we roll the rest of this afternoon, then yeah, I'm looking to take this tomorrow. Probably in the overnight, actually. I think I think the European session will be very telling tomorrow. Okay. All right. I don't see anything else. I mean, Apple and Tesla is not helping right now. All the cryptos are down. GMC's up a little bit. Doji's down 2.5. Natural gas. Wow. Natural gas is natural gas has been heading straight to the downside. We do have a level sitting down here, but we're not quite down to it. Let me see. Go straight in here. Yeah, it's 68. It's expected to have a build. It's stabilized, but not in a great way. Move that there. Hold on one sec, guys. Let's see if we can get something on this one. Yeah, it's stabilizing on that 5-minute zone. I don't know. Let me see. Let me pull Nadex real quick. Let's see. No, not notices. Is it bad that like when I go to type Nadex in, like it automatically self-fills notices? Can you tell I don't like the notices? Let's see. What do we have here? Natural gas. Natural gas. That's a what? 366. Well, 367 is basically where we're at. It's a 365 2-hour. Oof. Wow, really? $44 worth of risk with an hour and a half left to go. Why do they have so much jacked into that one? That's like unbelievable that they have that much jacked into it. I hate when they do the spread like this, right? So it should be somewhat even when you flip it around for like what your max loss and max profit is. But your max loss on this to go long is 45. To short it, it's 21. So it shows you how the big So they jacked the spread out on that one. 363.9. I mean, the knockout basically it's crazy. The knockout has a better risk ratio right now, even though it's at 363. To go long the 2-hour call spread, right? So you only have an hour and a half to go on that one. It's got like 41. What did I say? $41 of risk. The knockout, which gives you a little bit like 3 cents more, right? It's the floor is at 163.9. So you have like 3 cents worth of kind of buffer on that one. It only has $30 worth of risk in it. And again, it should, right? Because the way that it's formed. But it's just amazing that the 2-hour has that much premium jacked into it. Let me see the binaries real quick and see what we have. 10 to 12s. Our indicative is at 66.53. It's like right in between two. They go 66 flat and 67 flat. So we're right in between the two of them right now. It's calling on a third. We could get in for about. Let's see. There's a A 369. Yeah, there's a 369. Let's see. Okay, so we have that 369 right there. Can I put text in there? I don't think I can do text. Oh, I can. And that is for 29. Um, and there's a 370 for 25. Right there. Okay. It's funny. On my 1 minute, on Nadex's one, oh, it's on 5 minutes. That's why. Go down to 1 minute on Nadex. Funny, on Nadex's 1 minute, it's definitely driving a lot more than this one is driving. Oh, I guess I'm delayed over here on. I forgot. We're delayed a little bit on natural gas, so it is continuing to drop a little bit lower. I forgot that this had a delay on TradingView. Oil does not, but this does. And again, that made all the difference. Yeah, it's dropping. Yeah, it's going to be harder to get into one of these. Let me see. Hold on. Let me bring it up on this. Oh, it's flying now. It's down to 363.9 or 364. It's already down to, so it's already down to here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's already down to. It's already down to this level. It's already done that. It's still in a long area though. There's a lot of movement in the day. Let me see here. So we got. So now it's the 368, right? The 368 now is 24. Right, 368 is now 24. So it has pushed into a level and stabilized. So it looks like that one is 24. This one is actually 20, the 370. So it's getting lower. Let me see if that made the call spread any better. I have a feeling the answer is going to be no. No, it's still no better. It's $1 out, and it's still got 36. It's still got $36. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely not natural gas 363. Wow, that knockout made it by the skin of its teeth. Yeah, that knockout made it by the skin of its teeth. I don't think it's going to hold up. I think the knockout will get broken. So I feel like binaries is probably the only way. And if that knockout holds on that by like a penny, more power to anybody on that one. But again, like I said, I feel like we've been looking to go long on this. The way that it's driven into these two different levels of buyers down here. Would I have liked it to stabilize and hold a bit longer? Probably. I mean, this is a 1 minute chart right now, and it's not, not doing it. It's kind of getting crazy. But at 24, let's go back to the binaries. Natural gas. This is like an enormous spread on this one. Yeah, so it's in there. All right, so we got 2 minutes. So let's see what that does. Let's go ahead and put our tickets in for the day today. Put it right there. Got 10 people in. I'll give you guys about another 30 seconds. Wait, what did the Supreme Court do? Oh, the Supreme Court upholds Arizona's voting restrictions and test of measures put in place. Okay. Sure, sure, sure. Mm. Oh, cryptocurrency Dogecoin sent to space in honor of Elon Musk. Lovely. All right. So, all right, let's go ahead and close it down, and we will see who wins for today. Now, Silent won yesterday. So if Silent wins today, he gets 100 pip chips. So we'll see how it turns out for him. Ross is here. Briggs is in, I see. And we have the usual suspects as well. Let's see who the winner of today's drawing is. Debbie. Look at that. Debbie, how many did she buy? Oh, Debbie bought 2 today. She broke the habit. She broke it. Oh, so I just see on Nadex it dropped. So let me see. What is the let me see. Give me the total. Give me the total. How much is it off? How much is it off? Oh, wow. That's quite a big jump there. Yeah, so woo, that thing is rolling to the downside then. That's a big miss. I didn't expect that big of a miss. I assumed a miss, but not that big. That's a decent miss. So yeah. So I'm gonna tell you right now, this is gonna go straight down and it's down into 159.80 is where it went down to. It had a spike of this down to 159.80 right there. Is that right? Oh, 159.40, sorry. 159 right right there. There's your spike. So, just goes to show you these things can definitely move. I mean, there was a lot of some crazy premium jacked into this one, but yeah. So again, normally when I mean, again, it doesn't work every time. That's why it's a strategy. It's not it's not instantaneous, but the way that this dropped, it should have, typically that's what you're looking for. And again, it dropped. So yeah, didn't work today. But again, natural gas is a little finicky. I couldn't believe how big those spreads were. That knockout obviously got destroyed in that. It missed it by a penny here. But yeah, look at it. Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on, I'll just bring this one across. Check this out. This is look at this. This is why you look for binaries. This is why you're looking at binaries. I don't know if you guys can see it enough. Trying to formulate it and look on the other screen there. So we went from 65.77 all the way down to 59.40 and then having that retrace. So you can see it just blew through binaries like nothing. It's just a shame that it driven all the way in the lower end of the range that quickly. And again, 1 minute chart, that's why it looks kind of crazy. But yeah, so big miss to the downside. That's why it's got some cool stuff to do. But again, there's so much premium jacked into it. So yeah, not much we can do there. Oh well. Go across. Let's give Debbie her 25 pip chips for today. And like I said, guys, that's going to happen. I mean, it did everything it was supposed to do, right? It drove into a level, it more or less stabilized itself. We had, 2 strikes away. We had a decent target, $24 risk. Had you wanted to play the breakout, which you could, right? You could have done, and again, this is the move that happened. That's where it was. So would the 20 risk would have been fine as well? Yeah, you would have been fine either direction. You could have played the breakout and done 20 top, 20 below, and still been okay on those breakouts. It's 2 weeks in a row we've had quite large movers. Even the lower one, you can see how much of a difference it is. So there's more than enough opportunity in that one. All right. Debbie's like, I did it on a Thursday. Yeah. So that said, guys, remember tomorrow is a big morning. Look for OPEC headlines. You know, construction falters, manufacturing. Yeah. So look for obviously, the OPEC news is going to be big. Look for some retracements later today. Look for European moves tomorrow. Remember, the European market will be the main controlling body tomorrow. The U.S. won't be. Because again, with it being a holiday weekend, people take off early. It'll be lower volume. Some people have already, gone for vacation. So, you know, just again, be cautious with it. But again, there should be some really great trading opportunity. Also, check the spreads. Like I said, obviously you guys saw it. I didn't trade anything live on that natural gas because again, the spreads are really, really wide today, but you're able to get some good, risk to reward off of it. Um, so I mean, there's opportunity there if you're trying to play it. It's just another one of those things. Is it as good as oil? No. Is it a good thing to trade? Yes. Was there movement? Absolutely. Right. And again, quite a large miss today, but this will be dropping. You guys can see it over here. The initial push is already in, right? But You can see from where it was, we cleared 3 with no problems whatsoever. And in the grand scheme of things, I'll draw this for you real quick just so you can see what that would have looked like. There is just the initial response move, right? If I move this up, come on. You guys see how many strike prices we blew out the top? So is there a breakout strategy that you could use for natural gas? Absolutely, right? It blew through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 top and obviously 3 down to the downside because we only had 3. We ran out. We ran out of strikes. So absolutely some movement in natural gas. A lot of movement there. If you like that craziness, take it. All right, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning for Non Farm. Have a good one. If you need me, shoot me a message on Discord. You guys take care.